go.
Okay, what's up guys? Today we're sitting with Mikey Ureta from England, one of the bigger names in the dancing community in England right now. We're very lucky to have him at the Urban Force interview. So Mikey, thank you for coming today.
Thanks, man. Yes. Thank you for having me. Hi guys, I'm Mikey Ureta. I'm 22. I was born and raised in London, and yeah, I'm here with Urban Force in Denmark. Let's go.
Yes. So Mikey, something that we're interested in knowing from you, and we've seen a lot of dancing from you on YouTube, and you've been blowing up a lot recently. Your career, like when did you start? How did you start?
Okay, so this is an interesting one. I started dance in 2011 properly when I joined a company in the UK called Zoo Nation.
Yeah.
It's a dance company, and they kind of mainly pushed you towards theatre, performing, and also did a lot of foundation style, so popping, blocking, breaking, house, hip hop. We started with a lot of those. So I started training like once a week, doing some performances here and there, doing little shows and training and trying to learn new things. And then from there, that was kind of like my home. That was where like my foundations came from. And then once I left that youth company, once I got to a certain age, I think I was like 16 or 17. I then joined the adult company and I started working and doing actual dance jobs, doing more teaching for the company. And then at the same time as that, I was also working for a company called Definitives from London, who was run by Glenn Hudson. And I also formed a group called Boyband a couple of years back.
Boyband, yeah.
Yeah, man. Remember my friend did a mail when he was here.
All right. Yeah, Boyband. You guys were like in the final, or what? How far did you go?
So we were put together in 2014. That same year, we did Sky One's Got to Dance, which is like a dance program, a big dance competition on TV in the UK. We made it to the finals of that, and then the second year, which was 2015. We did a similar program called Britain's Got Talent, which is a very well-known program. Yeah, everyone has one. Every country has one. Something got talent, but it was one of those ones, and we also came in the finals of that too, which was nice.
Yeah, because I see you guys like in the British Got Talent. You guys were like really. That's where the TV will like put you on. Right?
Yeah. So before that, I hadn't had much work or had much experience doing performance on the TV side or on that scale of things. So it was nice publicity, and it was a good experience for me at the age I was and with my friends to just experience that before wanting to decide what I wanted to go into, what path I wanted to get myself into.
Alright, cool. So like inspiration wise, like we got like drinks from Knuckles.
Drinks from him, man.
Cheers, Knuckles. I was also thinking like inspiration. Like you said, you've been dancing and you have like a lot of different styles. You've been trying popping, also tricking. I know you do a lot of jumps, also like in your choreos as well. Not a lot of people do that actually. When you see like people jumping in the choreos, maybe one of these guys. So where does that inspiration come from? Like doing jumps in the choreos?
So, like I said a moment ago, I was with a group with Boyband. There was 5 of us, and I just wanted to picture 5 people who are like all 17, 18, all the same height, all the same like interests and all those things. It was like really like 5 best friends, and they could all trick, they could all do all the jumps and the flashy stuff, and I couldn't. So I spent a lot of time with them teaching me loads of stuff. So I think my inspiration for that side of things, where it comes to the tricks and doing stuff that's like in the sky and on the floor and stuff, it kind of came from them. And then I just tried to incorporate that in my choreography in a way which wasn't just do some dancing and then do a flip for no reason. I tried to try and incorporate. So my inspirations for that would definitely come from them. But I would say inspiration as a whole, it's like family, friends, life experiences. You can find inspiration for anything. When we're going for a sad time or a happy time or a difficult time, you can always find some source of inspiration to help push you in whatever it is that you want to do. Yeah, man.
So does that like when you feel like, let's say sad, or you feel like you experience something and you feel angry about it, that may be expressed in your choreos or something?
100%. I've always been a firm believer that you can't force your art and you can't force creativity. If you're feeling a certain way, for example, if I'm feeling happy, then I'm more inclined and I'm more inspired to make a piece that's happy. If I'm feeling really happy and there's a song which is a little bit more sad and dark and a little bit more down, I'd really struggle to create something to that which is true to myself because I feel like I'm forcing it because I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if I'm feeling really sad or if I've gone through something that I found hard or I'm not in a good place, I can also use that energy to inspire me to help create something. It's like an outlet for me. So I get to express myself and express how I'm feeling. So each piece kind of has a little backstory.
Yeah, because I see there's your clips on YouTube. There's like a lot of different, like different styles, and also like the mood. Also the what do you say, like the choice of your songs, very different from normally I see something where you're very happy, where you're very expressing your happiness, and then I see something else where you're very emotional, you know, and
definitely.
that must be from experience, right?
Definitely. I've always been one of those people that doesn't want to try and stay in one lane. I feel there's a lot of choreographers that once they find their little niche of where they can sit within the industry or within what they want to do, they will kind of ride that niche because they know that's going to work for them. And I don't believe that's a wrong thing. I'm not here to say that's a wrong thing, but when you do that, you can progress at a fast rate because you're working on one thing and you're trying to improve that one thing. For me, I'm always trying to explore, I'm always trying to do different things, I'm always trying to use different inspirations and also new inspirations to help me create some new material or try something new that I may have never ever done before. And I may progress at a slower rate because you're doing so many different things and you're trying things that you may not be strong at necessarily, but I'd rather be versatile in that sense where I can cater and I can almost do different things rather than be like dance to one style of song or only dance to one style, like in movement wise.
So it'll also get boring in the end for like your followers or something, you know, to only see one side of you. Something else I have in mind, like also you're dancing right now. I know you've been traveling a lot. I know you're outside of UK for like almost every weekend, right? At the moment, like, so I was thinking also, like, your dancing so far, where has it taken you from when you were at Boyband and then now?
So that's crazy. I would say a couple of years ago when Boyband was around, my focus then was the group. I kind of felt like I was the older one in the group, so I had a sense of responsibility to make sure that things were running properly, and my priority was with that. At that time, I personally didn't do much traveling, but I wanted the group to do loads of traveling, so I was trying to push it as a team. Once Boyband, we kind of started doing our own thing. We started separating ourselves, not in a bad way, but we started to figure out what we wanted to do as individuals. I realised that I wanted to push that same thing for myself. So I think I got booked to teach in Latvia one time, and that was one of my first ever workshops. And then I came to Denmark very shortly after that to teach at Planum a couple of years back. I think it was last year, and that was one of my first ones. And once I got a feeling for that, and I realised that that's actually what I wanted to do, or that's something I wanted to do more and experience more, then I just tried to push it as much as I could, man. I never ever thought that I'd be travelling or working or getting to visit and see so many different cultures and connect with so many different people through dance.
Through dance.
Through dance, man. Because
I remember that
it's crazy. Because even nowadays, I still, like yesterday, I was dancing in my room in the mirror, and it still stems from.
But that's where it starts, right?
Exactly.
That's where it starts in your room, inspired by whatever's around you.
Well, if you was to ask me, like maybe 2-3 years ago, like, Mikey, would you see yourself in the position you are now, like in 3 years' time or 2 years' time? I wouldn't believe that at all. So I never thought back then I believed in myself like that. But once it started, and once you find that passion and that inspiration that you need to help push you, then I don't think there's anything that can stop you.
Yeah, because I know you've been like halfway around the world, China, Beijing, you know.
There's definitely been a few countries and places that I visited that are going to be like lifelong memories, kind of. They're really important, and I believe that each travel you do will hold something special. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche in those things, but you get to experience something you don't get to experience every day. Me being in London every day is very different from me spending 2 hours in China or going to Italy or going to Spain or any other place. You can experience so much more, and it's a whole different kind of inspiration, and it's almost like taking a breath of like fresh air. You're in a different city, you take it all in, you try to respect everything and understand it, and there's just something really beautiful about that.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's nice to like also just could can experience all this just to dance.
Yeah, man.
But that's what you do like 24/7.
Yeah. Right now, dance is my life. I made that choice. I did start off like in restaurants and retail. It was never like a straight ride.
Oh, so you had like other jobs?
Yeah, of course. So I left education at 16, which is a little bit earlier than a lot of people would leave. So as soon as I left, I tried to do dance straight away. And being so young and stuff, I thought it was going to work out straight away, but it didn't. So of course I did the retail stuff, I did restaurants, I did any little job to help me get some money to help support my rehearsals or whatever I wanted to push through dance.
Did you still do that, like part-time jobs?
No, see, that was more when I was a bit younger. I think I got to a point where I was like, if I want to make this work, then I need to put 100% of my effort into it. I can't be spending, like, doing a 9 till 5 in a retail job that I'm not enjoying and killing myself on the inside and being really tired to then try and force dance after that. I don't think that's the way it should be. I'm always a firm believer that if you work hard on plan A, if you work hard enough on plan A, you won't need a plan B.
Work hard on plan A. Plan A.
That's my next tattoo. Work hard on plan A.
Plan A.
No plan B.
No plan B. Well, that's nice. Also, because funny that you say that thing about part job you had back then and then doing dance. I know a lot of UK people does that at the moment, right? Because the community in UK right now is so big, like full of dancers, that the competition through dances, like between dancers, are so hard. Jobs and stuff. Right?
There are so many jobs in London, and no one can deny that. But at the same time, there's so many jobs, but there's almost way more demand or supply for people who want those jobs. So it's very difficult. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And people in London, a lot of people I know do have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs and stuff to help support their dance career. And I know a lot of people who have done that and then they've stopped dancing because they've lost the passion for dance because they focus on something else. So I just believe you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in where you want to go. You have to believe in your ability and your passion for what you want to do. You can make anything work. I have to believe that.
Work hard for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
plan A, right?
Plan A.
So if I was to ask you like your future,
Yes.
next couple of years, where do you want to be?
That's a very good question. Man.
Yeah, I know.
Very good. I think stuff of the future can never really be set. For me, I could say, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, and that's how I'm feeling right now. But then you may ask me maybe next week, and I might feel slightly different about where I want to go. So I'm always open to taking things as it comes and keep my options open. But I would love for my future to be full of like good memories and good times. And right now I'm working a lot with youth around the UK and youth around the world, like
touring.
Touring and teaching. A lot of teaching and a lot of just giving back to the youth around. And it's something that really makes me feel fulfilled. I really get inspired by kids and by young people who have a passion. I do believe that I started dancing when I was a kid, and I remember the point where it changed for me, where I was dancing because I loved it, and I loved it, and then it just slowly became a job. And that's a real downer. And I think with teaching kids of a certain age, doesn't matter what ability they are, if they love dance, you can always tell that they love dance. It hasn't got to a point yet where it needs to become work for them. So that passion and that how they feel is very, very real, and it's very true, and it's not fake. It's not fake. They're not forcing anything.
You can see when they really enjoy it.
And they're there because they want to learn, or because they want to have a good time, or for whatever reason it is. It's always a positive one. And that's the next generation. And I think teachers who have taught me growing up, I owe them so much because they've helped craft me as who I am as a person and as a creative and as a dancer. And if I could do half of what they've done to me to someone else, then I'd be happy where I'm at. I don't need my future to be full of like loads of money and all these big jobs. If I'm giving my ideas to someone, or if I'm working with a group of people and I can invest into them and they're invested into me, then I'd much rather be there, much rather be in that kind of space.
It's nice, like giving back and also preparing the next generation for what's coming. Talking about next generation, do you have like something you think you would say that prepare them for? Like this is gonna be viewed like from a lot of dancers in the Danish community, I know especially. So do you have a couple of words for them, like maybe inspire them, or this should be the next, or you should think of this before doing that?
I would say, if I was to not go too deep into anything, I would just say that remember that your growth begins with you being aware of what your growth is. Growth begins with awareness. What that means is if you don't know where you want to push and you don't know what you want to work on or where you want to be, and you're not aware of that, then it's very hard to have a path, because you're almost putting things up in the air. Whereas if I have to say, for me, I struggle with this is how I'm going to make it better, and this is how I'm going to work towards that, then I've accomplished, I've made my mission, I've set my goal, and I'm going to make it happen, kind of thing. But if I'm like, I just want to get better, but I'm not really sure how, or I just kind of want to get better, I don't believe you progress at the rate that you want to.
Yeah.
And I also believe that the dance industry, and I think society as a whole, can make you feel very insecure if you don't look a certain way, or if you don't dance a certain type of way, or all of those kind of things. And I think if you let that get to you, that can also be a very negative. I just think you need to
do you.
Creatives as a whole need to be able to do you, and not worry about what anyone else thinks or what anyone else has to say about what you have to do, because at the end of the day, everyone is just going to give you their opinion. You won't be able to please everyone with everything, and if you try and do that, you're going to be wasting your time trying to make everyone else happy, and normally that doesn't make you happy. So do what makes you happy. If dance makes you happy, dance. If you want to dance as a career because that makes you happy, push for it and put in the work. If you want to dance not as a career, just as a hobby, but it also makes you happy, then do that. There's nothing wrong with that at the same time. Just be aware of what you want to improve in or where you want to go, and make the right steps into making it happen.
That's some good words. That's some good inspiration, and some steps for you guys to follow. And always believe in the dream. First, plan A. Yeah, plan A. So, Mikey, thank you very much for the interview, man. And thank you for coming.
No worries, much
I hope to see you more at the Urban Force.
Urban Force.
And if you guys want to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, somewhere, search for the Urban Force. We'll have a lot more from urban dance and fitness also. So yeah, check it out.
Instagram's gonna be
here somewhere.
Within the space here.
We'll try to make that happen. All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Yes.
Wow, that was good, bro. Man,
How was that?
Question.